Hello everybody, it's Mr. Storm again, and I'm going to show you a way to organize your courses in Canvas, or your classes in Canvas, so that it's easier to teach from, it's easier for your students to know how the course is organized and modified, and how they should follow through with your lesson plan. So what I'm going to do is I pulled up Computer Programming 1 from fourth quarter of last year, so I can show you kind of an example of a fully built course and one that I've actually used and taught from. Now, my style of teaching, the way I like to teach, is I teach everything through Canvas. When I'm teaching, I'll pull up Canvas for that. I'll pull up that actual course in Canvas, and I'll show it on the projector, and I will pull up lessons straight from Canvas. Now, this provides a benefit to my students, because if, for example, I went through something and they didn't quite understand it, or they wanted to review some material, or they were absent and they wanted to see what we did for that day, they could go into Canvas, into the course, and they can find the material in the course itself. So the way I do that, the way I organize everything, is through the modules, the course modules. So if I go to course modules here, you can see I have modules that I have built. And so this is the fourth term of last year. So I have all my previous lessons for the last year organized into these little units. I have Unit 2, Unit 3, 4, 5. All these were units that we had gone through at the beginning of the year. And they can click on these and they can see the lessons from all the way back to the beginning of the year, important concepts that they wanted to, this is just information that they can go over at their own pace and kind of see what, hey, I don't remember quite how to add iOS flags into my C++ content. I want to left justify the output, so I can do cout.setf iOS fixed or iOS left, that kind of thing. So this is something they can use as a reference. But let's say I want to teach a new lesson, right? So I organize everything in my modules, and I put all my lessons in there. And you notice I have these things that are tabbed. If you have an indented item, it means that it belongs to the unit above it. So this is Unit 2 lessons, this is Unit 2 demos, which means these are linked together. And these are demos that they can try on their own at home and see how pieces of code work. Let's look at an active lesson here. So Unit 6. I have my Syllabus Quiz, and then Unit 6 Day 1 lesson. So the Syllabus Quiz is a quiz that we can take that allows them to I basically test to see if they were paying attention during the discussion of the syllabus. It's a quick 5-question quiz, no big deal. That's the first day. And then the next day they come in, they have Unit 6 Day 1 lessons. They know that this is the second day. And this assignment here has its due date right next to it, and it says how many points it's worth. And they know that this assignment, everything in this assignment that I expect them to do, everything they need to know is going to be in the lesson directly above it. So I can go click on Unit 6 Day 1 lessons, and I can go through and scroll through this page and actually teach this information in class. And they can go home and review this information on their own at their own pace after I've taught it. So I'll go back, and then we can do the assignment worksheet C-type. Complete the following worksheet as a class, then answer question 7 in the text entry box below. So whenever they're doing this assignment, they'll have a text entry box, and they'll have to write their code into the text entry box and then submit it. So the worksheet that we're talking about is this worksheet ctype.doc. You download it and open it up, and it will show you, it will show you the worksheet. And we go through this as a class and go through the problems together and show the output for the following program fragments, and we'll go through it, and I'll show the output on the board and blah, 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 right? So that's the way that I did it last year. I'm going to modify it and try to make the lessons a little bit more snappy, but this is just one way for you to organize your content. And the kids know that all of the content for Unit 6 is right here. We have the final test in that area. We have the final project in that area. And all of the content is here that they can review and look at. The due dates are organized properly. The amount of points that it's worth is organized properly, and they can go in here and see. Let's say if I know I'm going to be absent on April 8th, I can go into Canvas on April 7th or what have you. I can review or I can look at the lesson and learn the information. And if I get stumped or whatever, I can send an email to Mr. Storm and say, hey, I don't quite understand this thing. Can you help me out? And then I can email him back or whatever. But they can go over this on their own. They can do the assignment on their own and turn it in before they're absent. Or if they're at home sick and they've got their laptop in front of them. They can put down the video games for half a second and do some schoolwork so that it doesn't show up late, so that they're not late. This is just a way for them to keep organized and keep on top of things. So that's kind of how I've organized my units. Now, here at the bottom I have Unit 8. This is an extra unit that I was planning on doing, and I created the unit and got ready to do it, and then I realized, hey, we ran out of time. So we don't have enough time to do this extra bonus unit that I was going to teach at the end of the year, so I unpublished it. It's still here, the content still exists, and it's still organized the way that I want it, but it's unpublished. The kids didn't get into it. They're not able to see it when they log into their student view. They can't see this information. It's unpublished. But anyway, so that's one way. That's how I modify, or that's how I organize all of my stuff in Canvas. It's probably something you might want to do if you'd like. You can move these around just by clicking on this and dragging. I can move my units above or below other units. I can add new items or add new lessons here just by clicking this plus button. There's all kinds of things you can do. You can change the organization inside of the lessons themselves or inside the units themselves. So it's a really powerful tool. I very highly suggest that you use modules to organize your class because it helps everybody be on the same page, and they know if I go to my class, I'm going to be able to see what we're doing today. It's a really important thing for self-reliance for these kids to know how to do things on their own instead of, I don't know how to do this, I'm going to ask my teacher right away. Instead, hey, I'm going to be absent this day. What am I going to learn? Let's go look at Canvas and find out. Or it really reduces on the whole, hey, I was absent last time. What did we do? Hey, it's on Canvas. You can check it out. It's right there. You can look at what we did. If you have any questions about the information, I can help you, but it's on Canvas. So go ahead and check it. Anyway, but that's the way I modify my lessons. It's very effective for me, and all my classes are set up the same. So if a student has more than one of my classes, they can see the way that I do business. They know how my classes are going to be modified or organized. So it kind of makes, they're used to it, right? So they know where to go for information, and they know how to look at stuff. So anyway, that's how I do it. You can do it that way as well. It's very, very easy, very good idea to use that. If you have other ways that you modify your courses, you organize your courses in Canvas, please let me know. Leave a comment. Let me know what works for you, and maybe I might change based on your idea. But this is the way that I use. So hopefully this was a helpful video. Thank you very much, and subscribe and all that. Do all that stuff. All right. Thanks. Bye.